Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello, we're back. It just keeps happening.
Yep.
Despite popular demand, we're back.
Quite on the contrary, popular demand has us going full tilt. Maybe not as many priority Q&A, but we're making up for it in BumbleKast minis in spades.
I guess that's true. Okay, fine. You got me there.
If you want to continue to support us and inundate us with stuff to do, head over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member and send us your burning questions so we may put them out with the quenching waters of answerage.
Well, conveniently, that is all the places today's questions come to us from. So let's go ahead and just jump right on into them. Might as well.
Deep into the quenching waters of answerage. Nope, still doesn't work. Oh,
Well, it is getting to be warm, so maybe some quenching waters of answerage would be nice. All right, let's start off in the Z's this week with Samuel. Question about the Sonic Frontiers Divergence animation. I noticed the flashback to the ancient Echidna tribe was different from the one in Sonic Adventure. In SA1, Pachacamac ordered his warriors to charge the Master Emerald, and Tikal gets trampled in the process. In Divergence, Pachacamac is part of the charge and shoves Tikal out of the way himself. Was this done simply to condense SA1's multiple flashbacks due to limited time? Is it a general change to the canon, or is it Knuckles' perception of the events, considering SA1's plotlines have split perspectives?
it's mostly to be a shorthand version for the event. You know, Pachacamac has to be there when chaos gets all rankled and the troops are charging through and Tikal gets moved out of the way. It's kind of a general, this is what happened blanket statement in a single image.
Right. Conservation of storytelling is what we like to call it, or at least what some people call it, maybe. Someday. Sometimes. I don't know, man. You're the writer here, not me. Here's a question from VeriDragon5. Were Clutch and Mimic infected with the metal virus, or did they write it out in a safe house or their maximum security cell?
Clutch, I imagine, managed to shore himself up before things got bad and was on like his last tin of spam when Supersonic and Super Silver saved the day and was like, whoo, that was close. I mean, his survival would have come at the expense of everybody else, but I think he might have been able to weather it out in one little safe house and not go outside. And really, at that point, is that even survival? Barely. Mimic, I could see it going one of two ways. One, he also went so far off the grid that he was safe. Or two, and we would never get away with this, he shows up with one less head tentacle. And it's because that got infected and he just kept shape-shifting it as far as he could until it wasn't going to go any further, and then he just cut it off at the root.
Ooh. I mean, that would be cool, but yeah, they probably never would let you do that, fortunately.
But a shapeshifter changing his shape to stave off the infection to keep it from growing as much as he can. Now that's an angle of body horror that we would never get to do.
Yeah. Well,
maybe somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, he's a octopus, so it would grow back.
Yeah.
Maybe that happened, and then it just grew back. I mean, who's going to stop you from saying that's what happened?
Put it in a flashback somewhere. Have our cake and eat it too.
Sure, or just don't. We can be our little BumbleKasty secret.
Special brand of Bumble Cannon.
All right, here's one from the internet person. So in the new IDW issue, Shadow implies he can use Chaos Control without an Emerald if he has enough energy. Am I interpreting it right, or are we still going to have to settle with only Chaos Snap and Spear?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure of the wording there, but I also know that there have been a lot of notes on what was supposed to be a very simple story. So discussion over Chaos Control and all the rules around that are in discussion. So I don't know what hoops Evan had to jump through for that. and I'm not going to speculate for fear of rankling the wrong people. That's the word of the day, rankling. Suffice to say, as far as I have been told, and as far as I understand, Shadow must have a Chaos Emerald to perform Chaos Control.
The first rule of Chaos Control is do not talk about Chaos Control. I mean, I guess that's the whole irony of it being called Chaos Control then, huh? Yeah.
I mean, the idea is that the faux emeralds throughout the city gave him enough power to, do similar. Maybe it was just a funny word choice to appease the masters. I don't know.
It's more of a chaos suggestion. Thank you for that one, chat. Thank you. All right, here's one from Sun. Mr. Ian Flynn, sir, there's been a development. In the murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, we meet a second character who knows of the existence of this so-called money. Does this mean that money in Sonic is back on the table because of a silly April Fool's joke, or was it simply that?
The usage of money was something that was discussed in the lore group, and we kind of were of the consensus of it's the April Fool's Day game. If we can get away with it here, let's not worry too much about it. Let it be. I mean, some of these jokes just make more sense with money. Beyond that, money is a topic of discussion at the moment, so we'll see how that pans out.
I'm honestly surprised that it's even a topic of discussion, but I guess I shouldn't be. Well, here I am. Nobody's consulting me about this, by the way. Scurvy Pirate Hog has a question. Starline's isekai journey continues as it this time falls into the no zone and falls into the office of Warden Zobotnik. How does Starline feel about this incarnation of the Doctor, and how does Starline last in the no zone?
Well, at first he's aghast that the good Doctor would be the head of any kind of justice system or correctional institute. It's the very antithesis of what he's supposed to do. And then he kind of realizes that, no.
It's not, actually.
The warden makes sure that everyone, marches to his tune. Everyone is highly monitored and greatly restricted. He has the single word of law in this locked down environment. It's like, oh no, this is exactly what I wanted, just a different flavor. Maybe I can work with this. What do you mean I have a criminal record of attempted homicide? No, don't lock me up! And then he's locked up.
Oh no! And then he gets into a fight with somebody, and then he's killed. And then he's off to his next isekai adventure.
Yep.
Oh well. Scourge Time has a question. Today it's Scourge Advance 3 time. Who would be the 5 characters to play and make a team with? Also, are there some fun descriptions and attacks determining their partnership?
Would we want to go Suppression Squad, or would we want to go authentic and make the one-to-one game character analogs? Because one feels lazier than the other.
Which one
is more true to the material than the other? And we've with these fun little scenarios, I've tried to skew closer to the game canon for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not really a ton of story to Advance 3. It's more the character interactions and the combo powers. So if we went with just the evil versions of the game cast, the combo powers really wouldn't be that different. It's just instead of doing a high five animation to combo up, it would be kind of like them glaring at each other or flipping the bird or taking a swing, and they just happen to work together to exert the effort and create the combo ability. Although I can't really imagine. What do we call Evil Cream?
Oh shoot, I forgot. Soda and crackers.
Do we use soda and crackers for that? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a hard time imagining, little soda floating around on a floaty on the water, being cutesy. While she stands on somebody's head while they do the swimming for her.
She's doing it reluctantly.
She sends crackers out to take their power because, Cheese could take on a character chow in Advance 3. So instead, she just sends Crackers over to bite the ever-living crap out of somebody and steal their ass. Imagine little Onux Chow with a tiny little Tom, ever so sprightly on one side of his head.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Silly. This is just silly. Oh, man. All right. Next question is from Pen Dulce. How would Dr. Starline and Dr. Deep get along? Would Starline like him because of his philosophical side, or would he cringe at Deep's dorky behavior?
Dr. Deep is like Eggman having gone to college and done Philosophy 101 and thinks he understands the universe.
Oh.
He learns Downward Dog and has decided that yoga truly is the gateway to spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah.
He found the Japanese prop store at the mall and now owns 3 different kunai and katana. He is a flake. And
Okay.
Starline would, initially gravitate towards someone who seems to be a more thoughtful Eggman, but within the hour would realize that he has all the depth of a puddle. Within the hour, Starline would see through all of his pretentiousness that he's as deep as a puddle and go, nope, I don't like this Eggman. In fact, I don't like any of the Chaos Council. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
And the Isekai adventures continue once more.
Inevitably. Omega Man 21 is a question. Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog spoilers. It's Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog, and Omega shows up. How do things go once it's revealed that the train is a badnik?
Everybody has to converge to stop Omega from blowing up the train that is hurtling down the tracks at God knows how many miles per hour.
That everyone is currently on.
Yes. We need to apply the brakes first. I will break it. No, that's not what we mean. It is what I mean. Move.
Oh no, the only one who can stop him is Big.
I will put an end to these crazy intentions. Crazy what? These locomotives. Ha ha ha. Bang, 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 bang.
I like Omega being actually very funny. Like he's jokey. Like he's very good at jokes, but he's a robot, so it doesn't seem like he would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's delivered in that harsh monotone, which only makes it funnier.
Uh-huh.
I will knock us off the rails of this crazy train. Is that a reference? No, Omega, don't!
Nice.
I will revolutionize train travel. Behold, the first convertible train car. Don't do it!
Good stuff. All right, and we got this one question here before we take a break from Noni. All right, time for a no-holds-barred gang war death match between all the baby and teen spin-offs that popped up around the 80s and 90s. Who would win between the cast of Muppet Babies, the Flintstone Kids, the new Archies, a pup named Scooby-Doo, and the long shots from Jellystone Mall? The cast from Yo Yogi. Also as a bonus, toss in everyone from Tom and Jerry Kids.
God, just nuke them all from orbit.
Including the Muppet Babies?
No, not the Muppet Babies. I actually enjoyed them.
I was going to say, they're like the Muppet Babies were the best ones out of this list.
I feel like you overlooked Looney Tune Kids.
I was going to say,
too late to the party.
Yeah, the Looney Tune Kids. I mean, I guess Tiny Toons were kind of in that same vein, but they're not really kids. That's more of a predecessor to Animaniacs.
Yeah,
and also they were good. Yeah.
Well, the thing with Looney Tunes is that they are all derivatives of the original cast. They're not the young versions.
Right. Yeah.
So there is just this modicum of individuality. And at least Baby Looney Tunes had that one episode that actually was kind of funny where, they learned swear words and it's replaced with a bicycle horn.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty good.
Like Baby Daffy's on the edge of the property and he hears one of the trash men like stub his toe or something and goes, for the love of... And he's never heard that word before. So he goes to tell everyone else, have you ever heard of... No, I've never heard of... What does mean? And it goes like that for the entire episode. And it's funny.
I'm kind of amazed they got away with that, but that's pretty hilarious. Incredible.
The rest of it that I saw that I remember was just one long, like, malaise of mediocrity. But no, Muppet Babies by a mile.
Yeah.
They had far more creativity. They have far more potency in the power of their imagination. I mean, they make your dreams come true. Them by a mile. It's not even worth a contest. They win by default.
Well, I mean, yeah, like that's yeah. I can't disagree. It's just like what how do any of these other none of these others even come close? It's really just kind of like, yeah. That's it. So, on that anticlimactic conclusion, I guess we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more on the BumbleKast. We're back, and we got a question from Moreless. The IDW original cast are all great characters, but it feels like they haven't had a lot of chances to have their relationships with the main game cast explored much so far. So to keep it fairly concise, let's stick with the core four for now, Sonic, Tails, Amy, and Knuckles. Which members of the IDW cast would you personally like to explore their relationships with, and what kind of dynamic do you think they would have with them? For example, I think Tails and Tangle would have a really fun dynamic.
I would like to see everybody intermingle with everybody else. Play with combinations we haven't seen and just have some fun with it. Same goes with just, the regular cast and getting them out of their ruts. Tangle being Tangle is kind of fun with anybody you pair up with. She's going to be the destabilizing factor, or in Sonic's case, the enabler. And it would just kind of be like Sonic in stereo. It would just be fun. Whisper would be the straight foil to most of them, and therefore would allow the characters to be a little more bombastic, perhaps. It's more of an investigation of what they can do when you have someone to anchor them back, and who needs more of an anchor than anybody else. Like, Tails is usually the cautious, look before you leap, think ahead type, but he's also trained in the style of Sonic. He knows to act when he wants to act, and Whisper is far more cautious and standoffish. So Tails would be in this weird position of going, no, let's initiate, let's go, let's do.
Yeah. I mean, Tails has thought about it, and he's already ready, but Whisper's like, nope, not yet. Although I think Whisper and Knuckles would also be a lot of fun. Just a badass duo going and beating stuff up. I'm down.
I mean, whatever threat's on the horizon, Knuckles just like, he rushes in, she snipes down anything that would get in his way, and then he pummels the ever-loving crap of who did get out of the way.
Nice. Perfect. Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. About Lanolin and Amy?
Trying to think of how much of a hashtag knowing smile this one is.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's been a bit since I turned in my script, so let's just say that they have their own dynamic.
Okay, that should be interesting. All right.
I mean, to boil it down, Lanolin is the fastidious one who wants to make a difference.
Yeah.
Who wants to, bring order to all this madness around her. And while Amy did kind of do that a little bit when she was kind of strong-armed into running the restoration, she also knew that everybody is just who they are. She's not going to try to change anybody. She kind of rolls with it as it comes along and makes the best of the situation. Lanolin hasn't quite learned that lesson yet. She still thinks that there are things that can be corrected, things that can be fixed and optimized.
How about with villains like Surge and Knuckles?
Yeah, that is absolutely a hashtag knowing smile. That one I'm going to back away from.
Did Surge in anything? Like, is Surge just like away? Can you even say anything about Surge and Amy? Okay. All right.
I already set Twitter on fire with one hashtag knowing smile in that regard.
Oh no, what did you do this time, Ian? What did I miss? I think I missed something. What did I miss? Are you telling me I have to go over to your Twitter and actually look at it over at twitter.com/IanFlynnBKC?
If you really want to dig through the archives, I'm sure you can find it.
I don't know if I have time for that.
I don't really think it's worth it.
Did you mention Surge by name?
I just playfully did not confirm or deny anything.
Okay. All right. Well, interesting. Intriguing. Fascinating. All right. Well, I guess we'll move on then if you just have to keep everything all knowing smiley. Can't tell us anything. Oh, how dare you write a comic book? Jeez. Here's one from James J. The Kool-Aid Man has been known to have a vast amount of abilities. Strong enough to bust through steel, teleport, can change size, and can even control Kool-Aid itself. My question is, who do you think would win in a fight, Chaos or the Kool-Aid Man?
See, I got this mental image of that cinematic where the building just bursts through with water and the perfect chaos congeals and roars. And then you see the building across the street burst with red Kool-Aid that congeals into the face that goes, oh yeah!
Yes. This is exactly what happens.
If we're talking like just plain old B-flat Chaos Zero, yeah, Kool-Aid Man. No debate.
The streets run red with Kool-Aid.
Like Sonic could take on Chaos Zero with no help or buffs.
Yeah, I think
Kool-Aid Man, easy. Yeah.
I mean, I think the spirit of the question is that it would be perfect chaos and the Kool-Aid Man.
Then he might need a little extra help, like 7 ice cold crystals dropped into that pitcher.
That's right. Oh, it's a super Kool-Aid Man.
Here's the question. Do we go with horrendous, awful, like red chaos Kool-Aid Man, or do we go full kaiju and just make him like King Kong sized Kool-Aid Man?
Yeah, we go with that. Yeah.
Okay.
He's just a big old Kool-Aid Man. He's just big. He's like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He's gigantic, but he's still the Kool-Aid Man. That's all we need. Yes, I like it. Here's a question from JR Unbound. In a previous podcast on February 7th, 2022, boy, that was a while ago, Ian said that the reason General was sent after Xena was because Knuckles was originally going to go after her, but Sega wanted him to stay behind. But on other podcasts, such as the March 26th and 28th live stream in 2022, Knuckles was said to have been teamed up with Espio to go after Zaz, as they're both seasoned fighters, and that Team Creamroll was going to fight Xena, as Cream was the good-natured child and Xena was the brat. Which of these were the original plan, or was somebody else going to tussle with Xena? Also, was Cream going to be with Knuckles if he was fighting Xena? And are you sick of saying the word Xena, Kyle? No, I can say Xena all day. It's fine.
That's me befuddling my various drafts. There were multiple revisions on who got to fight who, and I got my wires crossed on which version, where, and when. And at this point, I don't remember what the original draft was or what the second draft was. It was, or if there was even a third. Suffice to say, I had a very clear idea of where things were going, and then was surprised by some of the restrictions and had to scramble and revise.
Yeah, we can talk about Xena. That's fine. I mean, she's a great warrior princess. Wait, no, hold on. All right, Ishiki Victimizer has a question. Does Sonic follow possibilism? It is the theory that asserts that possibilities and possible things exist in some world as well as actual things. You said Sonic Prime was exploring this before, right?
This is the stupidest philosophy I've ever heard.
You're not a philosopher, huh? Also, has this been asked before? It probably has.
In some permutation, yeah, but I mean, come on, anything is possible. If it happens, like, what is that?
This has come up before, and you said the same thing.
Well, at least I'm consistent. Just like I'm not opposed to, the general idea of philosophy. There are some incredibly deep questions that have been posed by great minds, and they pose questions that are not easy to answer. Stuff that, kind of makes me uncomfortable in my position in the cosmos and, don't really want to think any deeper about it. That's good philosophy, stuff that challenges our understanding of the status quo and if things should be the way they are. And, are there ways of looking at things differently? This is just stupid.
If anything,
things are possible. No, really?
If anything is possible, nothing is.
I
think that's how it
refuse
goes.
to acknowledge this as any kind of actual philosophy. If things are possible, they might be. Get out of here.
I mean, there might be more depth behind it than just that. But, I mean, I don't know anything about it. I'm not a philosopher. I don't have any of those stones. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm not
anything.
throwing you under the bus, Tyler. Just this school of thought, if you can even call it that, just nah. And in general, kind of blanket statement, yes, there's probably some application of some philosophy in Sonic's world somewhere. It's never going to be answered.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to be relevant to the lore. It's never going to come up. So if you want to think it's there, it can be. I'm not going to dispute it. If that makes you happy, run with it.
It's certainly possible. That's pretty much it. Pretty much. Well, here comes the question from Fang. Do you think all the events of Forces could have been avoided if Eggman and Infinite just used the Phantom Ruby to make an island for Eggman to build Eggman Land? I don't know if this would be considered a headcanon, but it got me thinking. If Eggman didn't go after Sonic and imprison him, his plan wouldn't have collapsed on him if he just avoided the whole thing and made said island, since the Phantom Ruby can bend reality.
There's a lot of could Eggman have succeeded if he didn't instigate. And in general, yes, but Eggman would not be content with just Eggman Land. If he had taken that route and made his perfect egg utopia, wait, that's a different stage. If he had made his own little, imaginary fortress, he wouldn't be content to leave it at that. He would want to expand it over the world. He would want everyone to experience it and be subjugated to it. So eventually he would have come after Sonic and everybody. So he is his own worst enemy in that regard. He is going to cause trouble and bring pain upon himself.
Well, alrighty then. Here's one from Blue Cube. What kind of YouTube videos do the Sonic Cast watch in their spare time? I'd imagine Sonic watches automotive content and Amy watches dessert recipe videos.
I don't see Sonic really watching YouTube all that much.
No, he doesn't have the patience.
Like, I can see him pulling up a playlist to listen to music while he's running around, but I don't see him, stopping and watching things that much. Chilling out and relaxing with a book, that's a little different. Sitting there and watching other people do things, I don't know if that's really his speed. Amy with, cooking channel stuff, instructional videos, and all the many cooking channels there are out there, of which I'm watching at least 3. Yeah, she absolutely would be into that. Tails I could see is the automotive, the do-it-yourself tech guys.
Mm-hmm.
Anything ranging from I managed to fix my own printer this way to I actually created a kill beam that blows up balloons.
Why are you blowing up balloons? What did the balloons do to you?
Like anything from here's this sci-fi prop that we actually managed to make work to here's the guy who invented a desk with haptic feedback so you actually feel when you get shot in Call of Duty. All that gear stuff.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Knuckles?
Tails is a big fan of Tested with Adam Savage.
There you go. Knuckles watches all those nature streams.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Knuckles does he watch Jim Bro stuff? Or maybe that's just Boom Knuckles.
Like those channels you put on for your cat where the birds come in and feed on the pile of grain or whatever.
Yeah.
Or the live cam of that one little lake out in the Serengeti. It's like you can look at the nature all around you, dude. It's right there. It's like, yeah, I know this though. It's familiar. This is different.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, buddy, you do you.
Yeah, Knuckles would destroy the screen every time an ad shows up, though. Tails has to set him up with his ad blocker. Keeps going through monitors. Damn it. Rouge just looks up jewelry appraising.
She watches all the conspiracy videos and laughs because she actually knows what's going on behind the scenes.
Or that, yeah. Okay, I like that one. Shadow just watches Taylor Swift videos. Good for him. I like it. Let's see. Is Tangle another one of those who just doesn't have the time to watch any?
You think she can hold on to a phone and not break it for a week at a time?
Yeah, no. I don't think she could hold on to it for a minute.
And before you say, well, what about her personal computer? She's not going to sit indoors and look at a computer. Get out of here. Like, if she needs new climbing gear, she gets Jewel to go online and buy it for her.
Pretty much. Whisper just listens to 433 on loop. Which is to say she listens to nothing. Man. I'm just trying to think. What is Jewel looking up on YouTube?
We don't know, but she constantly clears her search history.
Oh no, it's chicken wing eating competitions.
Studying the competition.
What is Blaze watching?
She is curious. What is this YouTube you speak of? She does not have these intertwining webs on her world.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. It is like television, except less organized. There are no channels. You have to search your own content. Why are you watching the person play the video game? Do you not wish to play it yourself?
No.
You enjoy their commentary. I see.
Yeah.
I'm going home now.
I'm leaving. All right. I think that's enough for now. We got this one here from Batman69 LOL. How would you rate a story arc about a Mobian, for lack of a better term, John Wick? Like they're scarily competent in what they're doing. Assassin, mercenary, or whatever, ruthlessly going on after Eggman's head for whatever reason. Since you obviously have to let Eggman survive, how would you do it without diminishing this new character's skills? Also, what species would you make them, and what would you name them, and why are they going after him, and what would you give would you give them any Mobian powers? This is basically honestly, Whisper.
This should be Shadow.
Or, yeah.
Someone unflappably cool and reserved who just takes apart anybody who comes at him. You know, who doesn't necessarily want to start stuff, but if you do, he's going to finish it. And just look cool and brutal while doing it.
Eggman killed his Chow. Here we are.
And I don't know, like just the idea of creating an OC that would do that gives me the heebie-jeebies. That feels like self-insert or walks the real fine line with it.
Yeah, you already did that with Starline. Why not?
Yeah. And you do bring up the big conundrum. If you're going to target Eggman, how do you perpetuate the fact that Eggman don't die? Like, you can have Eggman escape. You can have some sub-lieutenant act as a decoy, and that is the big victory for Mr. Wick to come up against. But it still delays the question of when you're going to deal with Eggman. And we already kind of have that question mark lingering over a bunch of the characters as it is.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to compound that issue. Species-wise, I don't know. Species rarely has a major impact on the characters and what they do. It's like, yeah, Sonic's a hedgehog because he rolls, but beyond that, he doesn't really exhibit hedgehoggy tendencies.
I know, he can't even swim.
Exactly. So, You could go with just about anything. I would think you would want something that isn't too complicated, especially when it comes to head design. Because as much as I say Shadow would fit this bill, to have those kind of close quarter combat fisticuffs, that'd be a nightmare to draw with all those head spikes sticking out in every angle. You know, he should be poking somebody just getting within shoulder distance, or even worse, shredding their face with a headbutt. So, I don't know, something a little more streamlined. We haven't had like an actual dog in the series for
Not
the
really.
longest time. So maybe a dog, maybe a Doberman to give that sleek, sinister look,
Mm-hmm.
but also refined.
I was going to suggest like a German Shepherd sort of design, but that works too.
Yeah. I mean, German Shepherd might go for the more pretty sexy man angle, maybe.
I mean, you already did that once too, or maybe multiple times, even depending on who you ask. You're probably looking like, I can imagine the expression on your face right now. You're like, who are you talking about?
I am perplexed.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah, what?
I'm talking about good old Duck Boy.
No, you, not even remotely.
Yeah. Oh boy, you really don't know. He's oh man, Starlight is on his way to becoming a Tumblr sexy man. I don't know.
Well, that's entirely Evan's fault because she did the design. I had no hand in that.
You gave him his personality, and that's at least like 60% of what people like about him.
Well, that was also heavily informed by Evan's design choices, so it was a collaborative effort.
Okay. If you insist. Oh, man. Well,
personality, he's a monster. There's nothing redeemable about him. He should not be left alone with small children or animals. I don't understand the thirst.
No, but here we are. This is what happens. This is what happens. Some people think that's hot. What can I say?
Y'all worry me.
I mean, just now? You should be worried about, you should have been worried about this fandom 30 years ago. Ooh. All right, here's a question from Andrew D. In an early cutscene in Sonic Frontiers, Eggman says, I appear to be in a digital dimension. I've employed similar constructs in my own systems, but this is markedly more advanced. Was this in reference to the test run arc in IDW Sonic or something else?
You could read it that way, but I was thinking more along the lines of like Cybertrack out of Advance 3 or Mad Matrix out of Shadow, which were other networks that he ran that had a actual physical cyberspace you could run around in.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like he hasn't done that stuff before, So does this mean that Frontiers happens after Test Run in IDW?
That's still kind of under discussion. I mean, IDW is after Forces, to be sure, but where does Frontiers kind of fall in there? We'll see. It's not majorly important at the moment.
Will we find out?
I mean, eventually. I mean, if Sage ever shows up, that would definitely mean that there is some point where it happened.
What is he cooking?
Nothing right now. It's still on a box in the pantry.
When is he going to cook it? All right. We got one last thing here from Ann Tales. Thank you for the insightful advice you provided recently on the importance of choosing a good name for a kid, one that will mitigate the risk of the child getting bullied or questioning the sanity of their parents. I have a huge follow-up favor to ask. As a gift to my future child, Aurora the Human, can you two reenact Steam Hams with Kyle playing the role of Skinner and Ian playing the role of Chalmers? Thanks.
All right.
Let me open this up here. Forgot we were doing this, but... All right. Whenever you're ready, Ian, let's go for it.
Well, Seymour, I made it, despite your directions.
Ah, Superintendent Chalmers, welcome. I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Yeah.
Oh, egads! My roast is ruined. But what if I were to purchase fast food and disguise it as my own cooking? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
Skinner with his crazy explanations. The superintendent's gonna need his medication. When he hears Skinner's lame exaggerations, there'll be trouble in town tonight.
Seymour!
Superintendent, I was just stretching my calves on the windowsill. Isometric exercise. Care to join me?
Why is there smoke coming out of your oven, Seymour?
Oh, that isn't smoke. It's steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Steamed clams. Whew. Superintendent, I hope you're ready for mouth-watering hamburgers.
I thought we were having steamed clams.
Oh, no, I said steamed hams. That's what I call hamburgers.
You call hamburgers steamed hams.
Yes, it's a regional dialect.
Uh-huh. What region?
Upstate New York?
Really? Well, I'm from Yucatan, and I've never heard anyone use the phrase steamed hams.
Oh, not in Utica, no. It's an Albany expression.
I see. You know, these hamburgers are quite similar to the ones they have at Krusty Burger.
Oh, no. Patented Skinner Burgers, old family recipe.
For steamed hams.
Yes.
Yeah, and you call them steamed hams despite the fact that they are obviously grilled.
You know, one thing I should... excuse me for 1 second.
Of course.
Well, that was wonderful. Good time was had by all. I'm poop.
Yes, I should be. Good Lord, what happened there?
Aurora Borealis?
Aurora Borealis. At this time of year, at this time of day, in this part of the country, localized entirely within your kitchen.
Yes.
May I see it?
No.
Seymour, the house is on fire!
No, Mother, it's just the Northern Lights.
Well, Seymour, you're an odd fellow, but I must say, you steam a good ham. Help! Help!
And scene. Alright. Well, that was fun. Delicious.
That was a thing.
Delicious. All right. Thanks, Antails, for letting us have a little bit of fun.
Now, before everything burns down, I'm going to give a big thank you to all the folks who support this show via BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes. Every meme is dead.
Big thank you to Daniel H., Jennifer R., James K., John B., Robotnik Home, Sam Cybercat, Samuel P., Torchbound, Mike B., Andrew D., Dave M., Saluchacat, J. Frost, Noni, Coupling Crew 128, Duas Dizdin, Hero of Light 13, Professor Scruffy Matt, Chris A., Sony, Triforce Riku, John M., Sonic, Scurvy Pirate Hog, Jib, Ben W., Lisa M., Lee H.K., Arc Fighter, Chevelle, Stardust Spectre, Twilord, Chaos Sonic 1, Axis, Starlight Sec, Xanaroni the Painter, Z Broadcast, Ink Thinks, Jonathan D, Tick Tick, Cameron H, The Name is X, Jolene B, Solaris S, Nemric, Godzilla, Nondal, Ava, Arctic, Dove, Yuma221, Joshua S, Just a Mountain Soul, Quaggle Gaggle, Miguel G, Justin S, Jennifer H, Dadler the Dalek, Sonic Legacy, Alex KR, Pedantic Cat, Mancher, Angela V, Les, Alphamon Oryukin, Omega Watt, Jack the Animator, Red the Supernamic, Chad, Jay the Redneck, Wildcard 717 of the Stars, Tetsuya the Wise and Tails, Ginzel, Indabin, Derusiful, Sammy S, Preston M, Noah M, Puppy the Scholar, Wheelie Doe, Sandra BH, Miles the Pro, Navari, Exidal, Agent Kaz, Kojiro, Highwind, Awesome Caster, 4 Sonic Fan, Super Sonic Fan, Rhythm Raccoon, Radry, Pigdan 20, Chase L, Sonic 84, The Marble Gardener, Aiden S, Hannah W, Venus, Bleeding Thumbs 97, Oz Jam, Shimmy M, Curly Quills, Smiley 21, Philippus Cold, Sterling Sonic, E200 Paragon, Razor Congo, Wind Skull, Supernova, Superior Pizza, Sonic Patch, In Zephyr, Thickoff, Subliminal, Gino the Puppet, Omega Man 21, Thievius, Miggy Stardust, Dominic the Raccoon, Planet Breezy, Crooker, Vlad, Sheen, Illegal Chow Fights, Unity, Lori L, Jason G, Cody G, Lemur Chicken, Nils, Luke R, Michael P, Morris, Miss Nazumi, SB, My Fish Eats Rocks, The ID Card, Jonathan F, Hip Kit Brick, Levi C, Amazing, Samuth S, Dead Air, Adrian W, Ado, Nebula Noob, Knuckle Sandwich 87, Lacey M. Rocco D, M. Blewett, Miles Full Prower, Cool Christy 1, Lucky Lychee Spiral, Ashton Native Nerd 27, Raccoon Shinobi, Normal Person, Marcy H. Caswell, Mr. Murderbird, The Giant Murdering Bird, Alejandro 333777, Luz Noah I, Quazel J, Ultra Guy, Salato 02, Crowbo, Noob 600, Sonic Mania 2099, Hedronus, Paley, Tenderheart Fawn, Guts, Zamwell Now, The Phantomist, John S., Snowpair, The Man of Multimedia, Foofy97, Florian, Call Me Ryan, Mr. Snippy, All Peachy, Lovo M., Onion Girl, Charlie B., Jamal S., Wheels 282 Hedgehog, Meta Mode, Frost the Hobbidon, Danny the Light, Buttered Noodles, Miles Power D., Al Technopada, True Cosmic Digilive 79, Razor, Travis H., Veer Dragon 5, The Internet Person, Scourge Time, James J., Tyler M., and Blue Cube.
Thank you, everybody, for your support. I hope that you get to enjoy some of your own steamed hams.
Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. And we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Well, Ian, you bumble a good cast.
Despite, clearly, this is just mad rambling.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. Boy. You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org. Mr. Ian Fleur, there's Mr. Ian Fleur. You're not Ian Flynn, sir. You're just Ian Fleur now.
Flern sounds like a Dr. Seuss animal.
It wasn't. I didn't say Fleur. I said Fleur.
Well, I heard Flern, so I find it funny.
I missed. I just cut off the last half of your name and then just stuck sir in there. Ian Flubber. Ian Flern. Anyway.